Golden Stories presents another jaw dropping tale of arrogance, racism, and the kind of downfall that will leave your jaw on the floor. If you're new here, hit that like button and subscribe because what you're about to hear is going to shake you. The airport was buzzing with tired travelers dragging their suitcases, announcements echoing through the terminals, and the usual chaos of people running late. Among them walked a black man, casually dressed, calm, just minding his business. But to two officers perched near security, he was nothing but a target. They locked eyes, smirked at each other, and strolled over like they were about to audition for the role of heroes of the day. Hey, you, one sneered, stopping him mid step. Show us your ID. You don't look like you belong here. The tone wasn't professional. It was soaked in arrogance, heavy with that nasty stench of prejudice. The man blinked, stunned for a second, before replying evenly, I'm catching a flight, same as everyone else. That didn't matter. They were circling him now, voices rising loud enough to draw attention. Suspicious behavior, the taller one barked. Could be smuggling something. Better check him out. He patted his partner on the shoulder like he'd just cracked a genius theory. Travelers slowed down, whispering, phones sliding out to record. The man sighed, but stayed calm. Calmness, however, only seemed to fuel them. What's in the bag? Drugs? Stolen goods? They were grinning, enjoying the scene as if humiliating someone was part of their daily checklist. Before he could protest, cold metal snapped around his wrists, handcuffs. Right there in front of children, families, cameras, the crowd gasped. Some shook their heads, others whispered, and a few laughed nervously. The man? He just lowered his eyes, refusing to give them the reaction they wanted. If you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to like and subscribe for more shocking golden stories. They dragged him through the terminal like a trophy, shoulders squared, chins up, as if they'd just captured a wanted fugitive. People stepped aside, murmuring, filming. The taller cop threw a sarcastic grin at the cameras. This is what happens when you try to sneak around, he announced, puffing his chest. His partner chuckled, adding, Yeah, airport's no place for freeloaders. The cruelty was sharp, designed to sting. The man said nothing. His silence was louder than their noise, which irritated them even more. Oh, you think you're too good to answer? One barked. We'll see how good you are behind bars. They shoved him toward a holding room, practically parading him through the crowd. A kid whispered, Mom, what did he do? The mother shook her head, muttering, Existing while black, apparently. The officers heard it, and their smirks tightened. Inside the sterile room, they sat him on a metal chair, still cuffed, still calm. One officer slammed his bag on the table like a dramatic movie scene. Let's see what we've got here. He yanked it open, rifling through clothes, toiletries, a book. Nothing. Hiding it well, aren't you? He sneered, tossing the man's belongings onto the floor. The other officer leaned in close, voice low but venomous. You'll wish you stayed in your neighborhood. The man simply met his eyes, unflinching. That steady gaze carried something they couldn't recognize, yet. If this story has you hooked, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. The taller officer finally grabbed the man's wallet, muttering, Let's see who this clown really is. He slid out the ID and smirked before freezing. His eyes darted over the details, lips twitching. Rank, branch, service history. He blinked twice, then shoved it at his partner like it was burning his fingers. What's this supposed to mean? The partner whispered, scanning the card. His grin evaporated, his jaw tightened. His eyes widened in disbelief. The ID wasn't fake, it wasn't flimsy. It was government issued, stamped, sealed, authentic beyond question. They hadn't cuffed a scammer. They'd cuffed a soldier, a decorated one. The silence in the room was deafening. The man leaned back in his chair, chains of humiliation still on his wrists, but his presence towering over them now. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. His calm stare told them everything. You have no idea who you're messing with. The taller officer fumbled, trying to mask his panic with a cough. Could be fake, he muttered weakly, though his shaking hands betrayed him. His partner hissed, Fake? That's a military clearance ID. If this leaks, we're cooked. And oh, it was already leaking. Out in the terminal, people were still recording. Clips of them dragging a harmless man were flying online faster than they could blink. The humiliation wasn't just locked in that room, it was global. If you're gripped by this story, smash that like button and subscribe for more golden stories. The taller cop's hand trembled as he fumbled with the cuffs. Sir, look, this was all just a misunderstanding, he stammered, sweat dripping down his temple. His partner tried to laugh it off, voice cracking. You know how it is. Airport security, protocols, nothing personal. The man rose slowly, flexing his wrists as the cuffs clicked open. He didn't need to shout. The silence that followed was heavier than any lecture. He picked up his belongings from the floor with deliberate calm, every movement reminding them just how small they had become. Outside the holding room, the terminal had transformed into a courtroom of its own. Passengers stood with phones raised, live streaming, whispering updates. Someone muttered, "He's a soldier." They cuffed a soldier. The words spread like wildfire, faces turning toward the cops with disgust. The officers stepped out, hoping to slink away, but the crowd wasn't having it. Boos erupted. A man shouted, "Heroes, huh? Harassing the wrong person today." Another jeered, "Bet your badge feels heavy now." The humiliation was public, raw, and inescapable. The soldier adjusted his jacket, gave a brief nod to the onlookers, then walked on. Calm, dignified, untouchable. No screaming, no threats, just quiet power. That silence cut deeper than any curse ever could. The cops stood frozen, faces drained, realizing their downfall wasn't coming tomorrow. It had already arrived. This is Golden Stories, where arrogance meets reality and prejudice crumbles under truth. If you felt this, like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that open eyes and break walls.